Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is all about finding a replacement for my beloved Nike Invincible shoes. It's time to replace them, time to get something different on my feet. I just can't find these anymore basically. So sit back, relax, let's get this video done. It's great to have you back for another video here on the channel. So yeah, the Nike Invincible version 1 and version 2 have been around for about 3 years now, and it's been my absolute go-to daily trainer. When I'm not testing other shoes, this is the shoe I'm using pretty much day in, day out to build up my miles, get some sessions in, but essentially do a lot of jogging, a lot of easy miles. This is the shoe I've been going for. But version 3 I really didn't get along with. If you want to see my review of that, we'll link to it up here. And so yeah, this is my last pair that I can now get hold of without trawling eBay and all of that sort of stuff. So I thought I'd set out on a quest to find out the replacement, and that is in this box here. So it's time to see what's inside. So let's get this out. So I got these originally from Sports Shoes for £165 because I managed to get a discount code, but they didn't fit. So I had to order them in half the size down from Achilles heel. But I had to pay full price because I couldn't find any discount codes. But anyway, you want to know what this shoe is? Well, it's clearly from Asics, and it is the all-new Superblast in this really eye-catching, beautiful colorway here. So yeah, I've just heard so many good things about this shoe, and I really think it could be a really good replacement for the old Invincible. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been in the situation where your favorite trainer stops being produced, and that's what's happened to me. Let me know, what has been your favorite trainer that the manufacturers have stopped producing? Hopefully version 4 of this might be a little bit better than version 3. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that anymore, but I have been doing a lot of miles in the Gel Nimbus 25, which is how I kind of stumbled across this model. So many people just saying how good this is. But in terms of the facts and figures, well, setting me back £195. Oh, that is so light compared to the Invincible. Let's just have a quick weight check for this. In my UK size 12 is coming in at 290 grams versus the Invincibles is giving an error 380 grams. So 90 grams lighter. That is absolutely beautiful. With the Superblast, there's a 46mm stack at the back of the shoe and 38 at the front, giving an 8mm drop overall. And the Invincible was around 8 or 9mm, so very similar there. They're both neutral shoes, both pretty much for the same thing as well. Long rows, tempo runs. You can use it for some sessions, but because this one's so much lighter, I'm far more inclined to use this for some sessions as well. There's no plates in the shoe. It has Asics FF Turbo foam here and a mixture of the FF Blast Plus as well. Pretty much max cushion shoe. Technically above the legal height, not that I'm going to be doing any racing in this shoe at all. Really nice hard wearing outsole as well, although this shoe is quite new. The Nike outsole didn't wear that well for me. After about 400 Ks, it would all sort of, yeah, just completely wear away. And as I said, had to order half a size down in the shoe as well. So let's see what's going to happen. I think I've done around about 5,000 kilometers in Invincible shoes. It's going to be quite hard to get me out of this. But am I going to be trawling on eBay, trying to find old models of this, harping back to the good old days? Or are we going to find a really good replacement shoe for my daily shoes? Well, there's only one way to find out. We're going to go and put this through its paces. You'll join us in around about 4 or 5 weeks' time for the final verdict. So here we are a few weeks later. I've put just over 100 Ks through this shoe now and really enjoyed it. So let's have a quick go through my likes, my dislikes. Is it as promised going into rotation? And yeah, my final thoughts on who this shoe might be best suited for. So let's start out all about my likes. So my first like is the stability of this shoe, especially in the corners. It feels so stable. Your foot feels so planted on the road as you change direction. The shoe is on the wide side, so fantastic for all the wider footed runners out there. Just that extra little bit of width there, as I say, just feels so stable. You feel so confident when you're running in a straight line, and all of that cornering as well. And to touch on the cornering thing, with the wet issues that we had with the Nova Blast 3, very similar shoe to this, just sort of one down on the ladder. They have slightly redesigned the bottom and it's just kind of gone away. Not completely, but the grip on the Superblast is a lot better than the Nova Blast 3. My second like is just the super smooth ride through the whole foot strike and off, and just that lightweight nature of the shoe. It is so light and it just feels so much fun to run in. One of the big reasons I wanted to change out of the Invincibles was that sheer weight and bulkiness, and while the shoe is a little bit on the bulky side still, max stack height here especially, just that lightweight nature of it, you just don't feel that bulkiness in the same way that you do with the Invincibles. My third and final like here is just the sheer versatility of this shoe. It really is a shoe that can do absolutely anything. My favorite shoe before this in this sort of category was the Nike Pegasus Turbo 2 and Turbo 1. This is really similar to that in how it feels and that responsiveness and that propulsion you get, just with that incredibly big amount of stack height at the front and the back of the shoe, which the Pegasus Turbo didn't have. You would think, given that stack height, this shoe would be super soft and squishy and mushy, a little bit like the Invincible can be, but it's really not. It's just got that perfect right amount there of soft and squishiness to look after your legs on those long runs, with the right amount of springiness and propulsion to get you up on your toes when you really want to pick up the speed in some rep sessions and some races like that. I'd have no problem in racing in a shoe like this. You really have to think of it as a sort of full-on race shoe, just without that carbon plate in it. And my final like here is just the sheer comfort of the shoe. It's nice and wide. The upper is so nice, great lockdown, no bunching in the lacing, which I sometimes get with my shoes. No heel issues. Really nice pull tab here on the back, no slipping. It's just been an all-out comfortable shoe. Haven't had any issues, no hot spots, blisters or anything like that. Just been an absolute joy to run in and a real confidence inspiring shoe in everything that it's done. So moving on to my dislikes, and there's just one really big one, an elephant in the room, is just the price of the shoe. It's insane, really. But you have to kind of view it really as a super shoe without a plate. If you look at the £250 you get for a super shoe, take out £50 and that's where you're left with this. But is it worth that big step up over a Nova Blast 3? I'd say the Nova Blast 3 was a bit of a bargain. It was quite sort of underpriced. And for a lot of people, the Nova Blast 3 is going to be absolutely fine. And as I said at the start of the video, the first pair I got, I did manage to get for about £165 using some discount codes and things. This pair I just couldn't get. The retail I got them from didn't have any offers on at all, so it was full whack at £195. That's the way shoes are kind of going at the moment. It's incredibly frustrating because it's an absolute joy to run in. So who's the best sort of person for a shoe like this? Well, basically there's sort of three main things. Firstly, if you're just not a fan of carbon shoes but want the all-out sort of fastest shoe out there, then this is definitely something to consider. If you're the kind of person that wants a really responsive shoe, one that you really can do anything in all sorts of different speeds, right up to your tempos, threshold, reps, you can go racing in it, 5k, 10k, marathon, half marathon, or you just want a shoe that you can go out for an absolute daily cruise in, just an easy pace, recovery pace, this has got all of those boxes ticked, and it does them pretty well. You're really not sacrificing too much. You'd have a shoe like this and then a carbon plated racer if you like your carbon. That's a really amazing two shoe lineup. And the third type of person, somebody that's maybe running in a Nova Blast 3, a New Balance 1080, spending that £130, £140 and wants to feel like, which these amazing foams are in these high-end shoes, without going all the way to a full-on carbon race shoe, then yeah, this ticks the box for someone like that. So is this shoe going into my rotation? Well, as you can see from the name of this video, then yes, definitely at the moment. Is it going to replace the Invincible? Yes, it really is. I've really enjoyed running in it. The only issues we have got some supply chain issues with the shoe. It's not easy to find in some parts of this world, and it sold out very quickly when it came in to stock at Sport Shoes and Achilles Heel here in the UK. But I'm going to really enjoy putting 1,000+ Ks in this shoe, and yeah, hopefully I can get some for a good price again. But at the moment, really, it's just a little bit too expensive to give that sort of full seal of approval. I'd really like to see it around about that sort of £160, £170, and then it would be one of the best shoes I've ever run in. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. We're off to test some more shoes. We've got some Hoka stuff coming up next, so stay tuned for that. Please check out the website, benparks.com, and we'll see you very, very soon in the next one.